Porter, the obvious, you're in Tulsa now. What's it like going this goodwill tour, kind of meeting fans in different parts of the state? What's this like for you tonight?
Oh, it felt unbelievable pulling up and seeing the long line of Sooner Red all the way down the street. Last time we saw that was when we played Arkansas here, and that was a fun day. But it was so cool to see in this. And I've heard about the Caravan when they set the dates up, and this being the first one. I've heard about it, and I've heard how cool it's been, and then to see the numbers that they're going to have today, and then to literally pull up and see the line, man, really, Tulsa. What a greeting by Tulsa.
Coach, it's been kind of an odd 2 days for it here of late. Just about were you surprised at his decision to enter the portal, or did you expect that?
I was. It wasn't like it was something that he said he was coming back. And we talked, and we've been working at a lot of things. And then just this week came in and said he wanted to look at some different options. So that's the world we live in right now with the portal. And my take on that is, it's the portal, all that. You can be. I can sit here and complain about it all day, but at the end of the day, I'm going to find people that want to wear this OU jersey proudly. They want to be in this program, and I'm gonna keep searching and keep finding it. And if someone doesn't want to be in that program, then they're not in that program. And I'm gonna find people that have both feet in, because I'm blessed to wear a hell of a number, right, or a hell of a OU right there. And I'm gonna find people that want to wear that proudly. And if they don't want to wear that, they think they can find something else, or this, that, or the other somewhere else. Good luck, and I'll move on. But there's only two ways you can approach it. You can keep getting mad about the portal, or you can keep. I'm going to make the best of it, man. I'm going to find people to put the best people representing the University of Oklahoma on the floor.
Did EJ catch you by surprise as well, Coach? Did EJ catch you by surprise as well? It sounded like he was intended.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the portal. You can put out there that you're coming back, and EJ got hurt, and he was out the remaining of the season. He's still in recovery, but we talked about it right after the season. We talked about it, and he said that's probably what he's going to look for. So that one didn't surprise me. I know he put it out there that he's coming back, and then a couple weeks later, so it's a surprise. But when he got hurt, and then he came in, and we were just kind of talking some things. I think he wanted to get more close to the West Coast, and I think his, he's going to UNLV, but he had indicated he wanted to get back closer to California and some family.
Porter, sort of along those lines, those last couple of things, how much has your job changed just over the last few years, as far as like you're always almost having to recruit guys constantly, even guys that are on your roster?
Yeah, everything's completely changed. With the NIL, you're juggling the NIL, you're juggling the portal, and to be able to have guys immediately eligible, and you need time to build your own culture to where they want to stay, and we're going to do that. And we got a great group of core guys that are working their butt off. Tanner and Jacob Groves, C.J. Nolan, Bijan Cortez, Jalen Hill. And last year when I got this job, I only had like a couple weeks, and it was just a couple guys. And I mean, we were trying to introduce terminology. So we've been going full steam ahead with those guys working out. And then when we get the whole team here in June, we're going to be ahead of our game just because we got some guys that have been through the system. Now, you wish you had more, but the job's changed because when the season's over, a lot of times I might have to sign one or two, and you're just kind of taking your time, and then you're really digging into the younger class. All of a sudden now, a lot of us in the whole country it's nonstop, 5 or 6 scholarships open. And the portal's different from this too. If you're a high school young man, you might be getting recruited by 10 or 12 schools. Sometimes it's geographical. I mean, you're seeing these portal guys going to the portal. They'll get 50 calls in the first 48 hours. 50. You're seeing kids get contacted by 50 schools. And you're dealing with that recruiting. It's just a different recruiting. So, but like I said earlier, you can pick two ways to change. You can sit there and complain about it and talk about how miserable it is, or you can just keep your eyes on the same thing. I'm going to build this program with the way I've intended to, and it's just there's a lot more obstacles in doing it, especially on the men's side. But I'm not wavering. We're gonna field a team that people are so proud to wear that Oklahoma across their chest.
Porter, how different does trying to rebuild a roster this year compared to where you were at this point last year?
Well, how difficult. I mean, last year was like crazy difficult because you're sitting there. You don't. I mean, I couldn't even go out. It was a pandemic. I didn't meet the team till June. I mean, that was just like the hardest thing. So here, at least in the portal, we're able to go at least meet their families or meet them and still do the normal recruiting process. But it's so sped up. The portal process is just so fast. I mean, guys put in the portal and it's just a speed demon recruiting. When I like to, I mean, I like recruiting a guy in a traditional way, getting to know their families, getting to know what they're about. You're recruiting them, getting them on campus unofficially, doing that whole process. The portal's fast. But back to your question, Bob, about of rebuilding the team this year. You know, it's the same thing. We're going to recruit to our style. We're going to recruit to, you know, our skill level, playing, you know, 4 out with 1 big. I want skill level. I want guys that can guard. I want, you know, we want to play up tempo. We want to keep trying to play faster and add athleticism. And I'm going to talk tonight, I'm sure, about our newcomers. The newcomers we signed so far all have brought in a high degree of athleticism, high degree of skill. I got a young man that finished signing his papers today that I can start talking about. Joe Bamisil, the transfer from George Washington. He brings some athleticism, some scoring. So we're gonna do this. I know you lose some, and we're disappointed. But moving on.
Can Bamasil, can he play next year?
Well, there's still a waiver process with that that we're going to go through.
Hey, Porter, I'm curious, you know, you want a program that has culture, and you want to build your culture, and you're changing out guys, unfortunately, which I know you said you're disappointed in. Can you still build culture in the program you want when you have new guys coming in? It seemingly so far for you every year.
Absolutely, and this is how you do it, James.
Okay.
Is last year everybody was new. Now, I mean, we've been. I mean, the 2 Groves, Jalen Hill, C.J. Nolan, Bijan. Those guys have been in it a year. We've talked so much about how we do things, how we practice, how every rep counts, I mean, all the things, the character, the togetherness, the competitiveness, and those are things when the newcomers go in. Now you got at least 5 guys. Do I want more than 5 guys? Heck yeah, you want more than 5 guys. 5 guys more than we had last year to start that knew what we wanted. So those guys are key. I told them today before I left to come here. Those guys are the foundation. You know, we're going to bring guys in, and then we're going to be there this summer, working and practicing. But you can unequivocally build your culture with the transfer portal. You just got to continue to get the guys in here to stay, and then your returners have got to be both feet in. And if you're not both feet in, it's going to catch up to you during the season. So you might as well find out now than later.
With Joe, what were some of the attributes and elements of his game that jumped out to you in his group?
Athleticism and length, I think, and then to be able to score. He averaged 16 points a game. He scored his whole life. I know the 1 year, but he had 16 a game in the Atlantic 10. But his length, he's 6'4", but he's got a 7'1" wingspan. He's an extremely long guard that can score on the wing. I think he's going to be, after some time, I think he's going to be an elite defender. I've been talking about that because he's got the athleticism. He's a quick twitch athlete. He's way above the rim. He's probably one of our highest flying athletes that we have.
And in a time of all this movement, he's not going to be the only guy who maybe needs to go get that waiver. What's your feel kind of nationally on how that might go with the NCAA?
That's a great question. This waiver thing, you know, there's so many moving parts. You start hearing on one side they're just going to give everyone a waiver again, and so you really don't know. I mean, but you're hearing stuff like that. You never know with that, but I know the transfer portal, they didn't want to get into the waiver business. Now they're seeming like so many other transfers, and now here we are. There's going to be a lot of waivers. So we'll see how that plays out.
As recruiting has changed or evolved, has the recruits' priorities evolved? When you go to talk to them, do they tell you they want different things than they did 5 years ago?
Absolutely, with the NIL, no question. I mean, there's no question. That is in the discussion, unequivocally. A lot of the stuff is the same. You know, they still want, you know, guys want to play at the next level with that. I think you're hearing, you know, one thing is a lot of people's are in people's ears on what they think they have to do to get to the next level. So you're seeing that a lot, but you know, without a doubt, the transfer portal, the NIL is affected what you're hearing, what recruits want.